What's up?
What's going on? Oh, I better close this door so I don't bother Reed.
Yeah, dude. Don't bother people. How's it going, everybody?
I'm back.
Yeah, we're here for a regular installment.
We are.
Yeah.
How's the week going?
Dude. I'm having a pretty solid week. Things
Yeah.
have started out really well. I volunteered at my kid's school on Monday.
Okay.
That was super cool. They have this thing called Watchdogs. It's like dads of great students. So that was dope to be involved and be in the classroom with them and with other kids and see how they're doing and how all the other kids are doing at school. So,
Nice.
yeah, man. It's been a good week, a productive week. Can't complain. You?
Mine's has not been productive, but it's been productive today. Starting today, it's been productive.
Hey,
just a lot of personal and extracurricular BS has been happening. So,
dude,
here we are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just hitting challenges face on and doing what you can.
Yeah. Yo, if you're watching, give us a like, drop a comment if you have ever had life get in the way of life.
Yeah, life in the way of life.
And I think kind of the way it goes.
Yeah, like schedules got, I guess, like I'm very schedule oriented, and when it gets messed up, it messes with me.
Yeah.
Melissa's the same way. Our schedules got messed up. It was just a cluster for both of us. So
yeah.
And that's one of those things you got to talk about when we talked about active listening a few weeks ago. Got to be able to stop and talk about those things and have a discussion about it, see what's up, and come to a mutually beneficial agreement on how things are going to move forward.
Yeah, it's tough because like we want routine. We have a proclivity to go to routine. Hey,
yeah,
ring, guys. That's why you have a problematic relationship with alcohol, is because it became a routine. It became a habit, right? We want to do that. That's how we navigate uncertainty. We want routine. On the other side, though, you don't want to go over to that extreme because we lose the routine of like normal life when we just drink all the time.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to get so rigid in life that a curveball just causes you to swing and strike out all the time. You know,
Yeah,
it's so hard to manage because life's all about throwing us curveballs.
Oh, it is. And I think we're going to get to some of that when I talk about mindset later on.
Yeah. It's like, I see people talk about like in the like productivity circle, like be super protective of your time. Don't let anyone do this. And I'm like, how much money do you have where you can just tell everybody to just F off whenever like they come knocking at your door to like disrupt what you have going on? I'm just a normal human. I'm not in some high tower where I can just shut the world out, you know?
I mean, I think you should put time into different baskets. Like there is certain time that should not be disturbed. Like I tell my clients all the time, say no.
Yeah.
And that time is your self-development time. Like if you have scheduled stuff in the day, like going to the gym, say you go to gym at 4:00 every night or Monday through Friday. Somebody's like, hey, 4:00, we're going to go have drinks. Let's go. Like you have to be disciplined enough to say no. Like I'll meet you afterwards. I'm cool with that, but I've got stuff to do.
Totally. Yep. I'm with you there. Speaking of life getting in the way of life, we're not going to do the night show anymore for a while. Life's just getting in the way of life.
Yeah.
I've got kids, school's back in the swing of schooling and activities and everything that's going on, and trying to get my kids to bed and then be here is just stressful for everybody involved. And I just don't think that it's fair to have them deal with it. And the other option would be to do it at like 10 o'clock at night, which is also not something that we're going to do. So for the time being, we might hop on from time to time. We're not going to do night shows. We're just not going to have a regularly scheduled every week at a specific time night show. We'll always do this show. This one's not going anywhere. But it's unrealistic at this stage in life. So instead of frequently potentially letting you guys down. We'd rather just go, hey, for right now, we're putting the night show on pause. So that's
Yeah.
life. So
Yeah.
yeah, dude. So anything new or interesting with clients' life going on since the last time we were on here a week ago?
Not not a whole lot. I've got a few new clients and they're right in the beginning, so they're starting down that personal development journey.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting that out. And it's to me that's the most fun part to watch, is to watch them grow and become just a shining example of themselves and what they can be.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear
Like
that.
that's something I think everybody should strive for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm with that. I love that, dude. Um, I got some cool testimonials lately.
Yeah,
That's been cool.
good.
I'll get them up on the website soon enough. Um, otherwise clients just be clienting.
Yeah.
In my personal life, dude, I did run a 5K last Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Um, placed second in my age division. That's my very first run, so I'm pretty stoked
That's
about
pretty
that.
good. Yeah.
I did not realize that I was running sub 8 minute miles when I was running my 5Ks, but apparently I was. So that was cool. I had a really good time.
Nice.
Had like this 10-year-old kid that tried to dust me right at the end, like passes me probably 100 yards from the finish line. And I was like, hell no, and just sprinted. It was like, boop, I'm out of here. It was a
Yes.
bummer because I could feel the wind fall out of his sails as I ran by him. But I was like, I'm not letting you beat me. I don't care. But it was cool, dude. I've never run with hundreds of people like that before. It's a pretty cool event.
Yeah.
Will be doing that again. I didn't
Was
realize
it
I
on
could
a
become a
dirt path or
runner.
was it on like roads?
It was all concrete all the
Oh,
way.
okay.
Which I don't know. I mean, supposedly it's hard on your knees. I haven't had any negative experience yet, but I haven't been running for a very long time, so I don't really
Yeah.
know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah. Anyways, we're 7 minutes into the show. What is this show about?
This is Dylan and the Doc. Welcome. For those of you that have been waiting around seeing what it is, I am Dr. Ryan. I'm a relationship expert, and I take you from really a crushing relationship where communication is non-existent to a very thriving relationship where you can communicate openly. I mean, all of these guys, you can relate when your wife says certain things like you're not listening. Our
Yeah.
communications broke. You know when communications broke, I can show you how to make it not broke.
Heck yeah. I love it. Because yeah,
That's what I do.
that's I see what you do. I love what you do.
Thanks.
I get a benefit from it just from being on the show with you. It's wonderful. Um, I'm Dylan, and I am a sobriety expert, founder of the Curse Breakers, and author of the Sober Dad's Playbook. I help you get sober. I help you get clarity in your own life, your values, your strengths, your weaknesses, and help you fix your mindset so that you truly believe that you can get sober. Because that's where
Yeah.
most of you are stuck. You don't believe that you can. You don't believe in yourself. And why would you? Because you kicked yourself when you're down for so long. So
Yeah.
that's what I do, man. I'm a faith and belief builder in yourself again,
I love
which
it.
you're going to do from working on things like personal development. So, yeah, that's still in the doc. Relationships and recovery. That was the longest preamble ramble there ever was. But what do, man? So, those of you that are watching the show, let us know where you are tuning in from. We'd love to take some questions if you've got any that are recovery or relationship related and wherever those might intersect.
Just anything sobriety related or relationship related. How many of you are struggling in your relationship right now? Let us know how many of you are struggling in sobriety or thriving in sobriety too.
Today, we're not struggling, in case you were curious.
New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Oh man, I miss the nice weather.
Oh, man, we still got it where I'm at.
It was 34 degrees when I went to the gym this morning.
Gross, dude. I was just thinking about kind of like, man, it'll be nice in December when it's like 40 degrees when I go run in the morning. Because I went out this morning, it was humid. it was like probably 70 or 80 degrees still at
I liked
5.
running in the heat.
I don't mind the heat. The 100-degree weather though isn't as cool. Um,
I liked, I felt like it flushed my system.
oh yeah, my skin's so nice right now.
All the sweating so much. Like I didn't know you could sweat from your wrists.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're just wet. You're just
Every,
wet. You're no longer
everywhere,
sweating. You're just wet.
everywhere.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
So
Um,
I think that's awesome that you're running. And I think it's when we talk about mindset, I think that's one of the things that's going to help so many people is getting an exercise plan in place.
bro. Yeah,
It's so important.
yeah, yeah. It's more than just the exercise. It's like it is like the amount of research about why you should exercise and the things it can do for you is I don't know. I just don't get why people don't do it. And I've been that guy. Like I get it. I get why we don't do it, but there's just this huge mountain of data as to like why all of us should be honoring our temple by making him move. And we don't always do that. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
don't sleep on the exercise. That is the one thing that you will get so much benefit from in life. Like that is where you're going to level up your life, level up your relationship. It's where it all begins.
yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Um, and my take is it's an investment.
Mhm.
They say you get 3 more hours of life for each hour that you spend exercising. So like that's like a no-brainer in
Yeah.
my head. Like, wow, that's a pretty good ROI. Um, like I'm all about it. Um, yeah. So yeah, I am loving running. I'm not gonna lie. It's strange. I never thought it would be a thing, but it's definitely become a thing. Did you want to talk about mindset?
Yeah, I can go ahead and talk about mindset if you want.
Yeah, dude, let's do that. Again, guys, if you guys have any questions related to the material that we're discussing, um, relationships recovery, or like anything in between, drop them in the comments. We'd love to take your questions.
Yeah. So I love the mindset part. And I love what Warren Buffett said because I think it fits so well when we talk about a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset that we'll get into in a minute. And he said, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago.
Boom. Yeah.
And that is what kind of summarizes what a growth mindset is.
Yeah.
So there is a difference when we think about a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. So your mindset plays this huge role in your ability to be successful. So a growth mindset is the belief that you can grow and you can improve through effort and learning. People with this mindset tend to be more resilient, they're more open to learning new things, and both of those things combined increase their chances for success.
Yeah.
Just kind
Yeah.
of period. On the other hand, we have the fixed mindset. This is a belief that your abilities and traits are fixed and can't be changed. This is a huge barrier to success in people's lives. People with fixed mindsets typically take less risks or try new things, and this is very limiting in your opportunities for growth and success. It limits you by just thinking, I can't learn new things. I'm not going to step out of my comfort zone. I'm not going to do all these things because I can't change. You can change. You should change.
Yeah.
Like it's the evolution of a human. You should be changing.
Yeah.
So when we want to develop a growth mindset, this is a super important step because this is where you're going to achieve your personal, professional, and relational success. So we want to adopt a more positive, flexible attitude. We're going to talk about that when we talk about self talk. We want to seek out growth and learning opportunities. And this is a tough one for most people. It's being open to feedback. and new
Yeah.
experiences. Feedback is not an attack. I want everybody to know. Feedback is there for you to grow. So quit seeing it as a negative thing. When we have this growth mindset, you're going to increase your chances of success, and you're going to increase your chances for reaching your goals. So here's some strategies we can do. One is we can practice gratitude. This is just focusing on the things you're grateful for, because this helps promote a positive outlook in life. First thing in the morning, get up, just say 5 things you're grateful for. Think of 5 things you're grateful for. It's a great way to start the day out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number 2, we want to create an attitude of resilience. So this means when we're faced with challenges, we try to view them as opportunities. They're opportunities for learning, and they're opportunities for growth. We don't want to view challenges and setbacks as failures, because that is a very fixed mindset way of thinking. We want to be resilient and proactive.
Yeah.
Number 3 is engage in positive self-talk. So pay attention to the thoughts you have about yourself and replace the negative self-talk with positive, affirming thoughts. Next is seek out positive role models. So it's role models, but just positive people in general, because you want to surround yourself with people who are successful, people with a growth mindset, people who have a positive and proactive approach to life. You're looking for inspiration, right? It's the same thing. Hang around 4 drunks, you're going to become the 5th. Hang around 4 proactive, positive people, you're going to be the 5th. It's that same thing.
Yeah. Just peers, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it can be peers. You can even go to networking events and look for the successful people, befriend them, become acquaintances with them.
yeah.
Like, they have something. You should be able to learn something from every single person you interact with. And
Yeah.
that goes back to the opportunities.
And just so we're clear, when you're saying successful, I mean, you mean very broad stroke, like in
Huge.
whatever area you're trying to grow. Like this does not mean become a billionaire. This means
No.
like the thing you want someone else has, spend time with that person so you can learn how to get the thing, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay. I figured, I just wanted to make sure it was clear for anybody watching, like that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. If you
Success
want to
is
be
broad.
sober, you go hang out with somebody who is sober and living
Yep.
living the life you would like to live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's the other side.
Totally.
Somebody who's really good at fishing, you want to become a better fisher, you go befriend them. Somebody who's really good at marketing, you
Yeah.
go and you bring it down to the very specific things you want.
Mhm.
Somebody who's positive, maybe you just want to be positive in life. Maybe you want to work out more. Find the person who's positive and working out and hang out with them.
Exactly.
And then number 5, set and achieve small goals. We want small wins along the way.
Oh yeah. Rack them up.
This is where we build our confidence and this sense of accomplishment. Number 6, take care of your physical and emotional well-being. Self-care practices like exercise, eating healthy, stress management, all of these things combined are going to help you feel more positive and proactive. So some ways we can do this that all my clients go through. And if anybody wants to go through this, let me know, and I'll get you written right into my group coaching program, and we'll get you going through a mindset routine
Yeah.
to where you're thinking a little bit better. So we have positive affirmations, and a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like, these sound so silly. They're not. Like, you speak things into existence. If you continue telling yourself you're a failure, you're a piece of shit, you're doing all these things, that is what you're going to become. If you tell yourself over and over and over, I am going to be successful, I am going to be more positive, I am, you are going to eventually believe yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just trying to tell people it's only silly if it doesn't work, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if what you're doing. You stand on your head and magic happens and stand on your head. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we
Yeah.
just, like, I don't want to talk to myself, like, then don't get the results.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
not that silly if it gets
Yeah.
results.
It's
Yeah.
not. And then, so positive affirmations, they truly do rewire your mind because our minds are so often filled with negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. Um, Positive affirmations work to rewrite the mind and replace those negative. They boost confidence and self-esteem. They shift focus from failure to success, which is super important.
Mm-hmm.
The most successful people you know, I promise you, are doing positive affirmations.
Yeah.
I promise you they are.
Yep.
And it enhances resilience. And more importantly, it enhances motivation to do things.
Yeah.
Then positive visualization. Um, this one's super cool. It harnesses the power of your imagination to create positive mental image of yourself and the desired outcomes. Um, when we use this positive visualization, like I'm going to talk about in a second, it helps align our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with the desired outcomes. So it's really supporting our journey towards success just by visualizing these things. One thing about positive visualization that's cool is it activates the reticular activating system, the RAS. And this is the part of the brain that acts as a filter. So it determines what information gets our attention and what gets ignored.
Mhm.
When we consistently visualize positive outcomes and vividly imagine ourselves achieving our goals, we activate this to focus on opportunities and possibilities that align with our vision. So we become more aware of and receptive to opportunities. As as crazy as that thing's, just thinking, visualizing these positive outcomes in our head, we're actually more aware of opportunities to achieve these things.
Yeah. Opens your eyes.
Our brain's so crazy, it just catches on and it's like, oh shit, there it is.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm needing right now. That person, right? That person has what I want. I want to hang out with that person.
Yep.
And it shapes our beliefs and attitudes because our beliefs and attitudes shape our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. When we positively visualize things, we're programming our subconscious mind with positive images and experiences that shape these beliefs and attitudes in a positive way. So we increase self confidence, self efficacy, and a positive outlook. And it also builds resilience and mental toughness because we're visualizing ourselves successfully overcoming challenges or setbacks. We're making ourselves more mentally aware of stepping outside the box and being able to overcome these things. Like when I talked about identifying and overcoming obstacles to goal achievement and Michael Jordan, there's
Yeah.
always a way through, over, or around any obstacle. But if we have a fixed mindset, we're not mentally tough enough to get through that and we just stop.
Yep. We quit.
Yeah. It enhances performance and it promotes positive emotions. So, again, going back to that being more positive.
Mm-hmm.
Then exercise. I cannot express how important exercise is to your physical, mental, and emotional well being. And I'll never stop saying how important it is.
Yeah, right.
Like, the, it has so many benefits to all areas of our life because we're more positive, we have a better self image of ourselves, we're less depressed, less anxious. Um, we just feel so good about ourselves. And it's not about the way we look.
No.
Like that part helps, but that's a small part of it.
Yep. Yep.
Like it's the emotional, it's the emotional part and the
To train
psychological
yourself to
part.
do hard things, right?
Yeah. So of course it enhances our physical health. Um, it has a positive impact on our mental health because it decreases our stress, anxiety, depression, while at the same time improving our mood, but also our cognitive function. It produces endorphins. These are like the feel good hormones. Um, and these promote better brain function, period.
Yeah.
Our memory's better, our concentration's better, we're more creative. Um, and my favorite part that everybody leaves out of exercise that's so important is it promotes discipline and commitment. This is like the groundwork for discipline and commitment in our lives
Yeah.
because we have to set a goal, we have to create a plan, and we have to stick to it despite any challenges or setbacks.
That was my Monday, dude, because I had volunteered at the school. So I
Mhm.
had to go to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning. I could not get my run in and I could not have lifted on Monday, period. Wouldn't have had time
Mm.
if I didn't go then. And it was like, well, I'm not going to not do these things. So this is what you got to do because I had a plan. I
Yeah.
came at a different time, but you had to do it, right?
Yeah, you have to. You have to be disciplined and committed to it. Um, because when we're disciplined and committed, we develop these super important traits that are transferable to other areas of our lives. Goal setting, time management, perseverance. And these are all super fundamental in achieving success in any endeavor in our lives.
Yeah.
So whether you're trying to get sober, build a better relationship, whatever, you've got to start somewhere. And I want all of my clients, I want all of you out there to start with exercise. Set a plan, um, and stick to it. Like that's the biggest part. Not to mention, it builds confidence and self-esteem. It also provides a mental break because you are just in the moment thinking about the exercise. You're thinking about how tough it is. You're thinking about gains. You're thinking about whatever, but you're in the moment. You're present.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're also more energetic and more productive throughout the day by doing it. And then positive self-talk. Positive self-talk also shapes our beliefs and thoughts. It also helps us become more optimistic and resilient. And whether people understand it or not, when we talk better about ourselves, we actually boost our self-confidence. So, talking better to ourselves. Um, when we're talking better to ourselves, we're reinforcing positive and empowering beliefs such as I am capable, I am worthy, I can achieve my goals. These beliefs influence our mindset. This is the foundation of self confidence and self belief that are crucial for success in whatever you're doing. Um, you become more self motivated when you're more positive in the way you talk to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You become more self compassionate. You become more compassionate towards others as well. I want to add to that. Um, and you just have an overall better emotional state, more joy, more happiness, and more confidence. So those are the things um, you want to do to start fixing your mindset. Positive affirmations, positive visualizations, positive self-talk, and exercise are really the four key components to going from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And I can't I can't overstate how important this is for success in any area of your life. No matter what you're struggling with, this will help.
Oh yeah, belief in yourself and your
Mm-hmm.
ability to grow, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Without it, you're never going to accomplish anything.
No.
Yeah, it is the foundation, as far as I'm concerned, to any growth in any direction, right?
Let's see if I have any. Positive affirmations. If anybody wants a document on uh, how to do any of these things, documents on positive self-talk, positive visualization, or self-affirmation, go ahead and I'm gonna email it over here to um, both of
Yeah, you want
us.
it? Okay, cool. Let's do that one then. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll just go here.
Okay, cool.
Just that way you can have a copy in case any of your clients want to use it.
Now you're thinking, man.
Yeah. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you. And if you want a copy of that, by all means, I want you to get better.
Yeah, excuse me. Sorry about that. I thought
And
I
then
got far enough
if
away.
you need help implementing them, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Like the exercises can only do so much before you need more intervention. And that's where both Dylan and I step in.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Um, dude, I appreciate that. I think mindset is like the most overlooked
Mm-hmm.
portion of people's personal growth. It doesn't matter what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's like we just keep approaching the same problem with the same problems,
Yeah.
and wonder why we can't fix it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm glad you shed some light on that. That's a big deal.
Good.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions about anything he just went over, drop some comments. We do have some comments we should get to from while you were teaching, if that's cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to pop this one up there real quick. Like this is a great example of shifting your mindset and more
Yep.
positive self-talk. Right. I always used to say fuck my life. Now I say fuck yeah, my life. And it's changed my perspective and hopes and motivation of moving forward. Yes. Like simply rewording how we're talking to ourselves has such a huge impact.
Yeah. Yeah. Like care about ourselves again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with that. I'm all about that. You want to get to Alexis stuff at all?
Yeah.
So, she's talking about how her husband keeps telling her, kind of telling her what to do as far as how he can be helpful in her sobriety, and it's getting frustrating. She's not sure how to talk to him about that. And then, so this is pretty much all you, buddy. And she talks about how they argue a lot about whether she get a job or not. She's just really not sure what to go, what to do. You know.
I'm gonna pick this apart in two parts. First, the first one she sent through about him having different inputs.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you need to start working on active listening,
Mm-hmm.
because active listening at its core is not there to be a problem solving, and he's trying to solve the problem for you when that's not helpful. And all you're going to do is hurt him when you say that. So the one thing you can do is kind of take his stuff with a grain of salt and do what you know is best. Obviously, he has years clean. He has some experience in what worked for him. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you, but he's coming from a good place. I'm not sure how he's hurting and not helping. I'll get down to the second one here in a minute. That one's kind of vague, but I would suggest one, getting a hold of me, and I'll give you or I'll just throw the link in here I'll just throw it in here for the Honest Weekend. Hopefully it posts. Yeah. So if you go to that link, you can get what's called the Honest Weekend Playbook. And in it, it's things like likes, dislikes, passions, desires, setting goals. It talks about supportive communication in there. And I think that is going to help you to get on kind of the same chapter of what you're talking about. And I think it's going to help with some of this other stuff.
That's the link. Right?
Yeah. Yep. There's a link. So next up, we argue a lot about if I should get a job or stay with our son. He goes back and forth, and I'm not sure what to do. And still trying to figure out medications for that as well as my mental health. One second, he wants me to focus on that. Here's where goals come into play. Getting real clear on your goals. Understanding what your personal and joint goals are. The reason he's back and forth is because there's unclear goals happening. Financial goals are unclear, career goals are unclear, social goals are unclear. All of these things are unclear so your goals, and I want to be real clear about this, your goals are a roadmap. Because the actions you take should be to achieving those goals. Now, one of those goals is going to be figuring out your insomnia and mental health, right? So if you have a career goal of having a job in let's say 6 months, we need to work on some other things first, being you need to be getting some better sleep. How does he support you in that? What are you going to do yourself to make sure that that's happening? So that's part of your roadmap. And that's why he's back and forth on this, is the goals are unclear. I'm not going to say too much on the bipolar thing because that's a whole different diagnostic beast in and of itself. But a lot of this, Alexis, is on you to get figured out. Your sleep and your sleep, your health is your responsibility. And you've got to take some responsibility in getting that. And then when you do get better, then you can reset, refocus, and talk about some new goals, maybe getting a job, if that's what you want to do. That would be my suggestion for that. There's a lot there. And if you want some help, some further help, reach out. I'm more than happy to connect with you, get you on a call, and see what road is best.
Yeah.
Because all of this stuff, like if I took you through the beginning of my program, a lot of the sleep stuff's going to kind of dissipate on its own.
Yeah, resolve itself.
It's going to resolve itself.
Yeah. I had somebody just today or yesterday was commenting about how the sleep was getting better in my private Discord group. And I was like, what did you do? Like, what's changed in the last couple of weeks? And it all came down to I'm making myself go to bed at a certain time to turn the TV off, turn the phone off and stuff. I'm like, yeah, like it's crazy that we don't see that we're doing those things. I'm just as guilty, by the way, everyone. Yeah. I'm not throwing rocks from glass houses right now. Like I'm living in the house.
Mhm.
much better about it today. But it's like, we're like, man, I just can't sleep at night. I just can't seem to fall asleep. So you have your phone in your hand staring at it. Like,
Yeah.
duh. Uh, you
Yeah.
know, uh, most of the things that we have to teach, I assume, in your program as well, are like very basic,
Mhm.
sim- simple, easy stuff, right? But it takes an immense amount of discipline to actually implement them into our lives
Yeah.
because for whatever reason, we've strayed very far from the path that would enable us to wake at a decent hour, fall asleep at a decent hour. You want to be tired at night, like go do things during the day that make you tired.
Yeah.
There's that exercise thing again.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean being a gym rat. It means just going and moving for 20, 30 minutes a day. It's not that complex, you know?
The
Um,
other thing I want to tell Alexis, because she's saying that a lot of this is around sobriety. She has a
mhm.
month, her boyfriend
Yeah,
has
she's
more.
got a month.
Get into Dylan's Discord. Like that is where you're going to find so much beneficial information and input that you can use to where you are running your own sobriety program or whatever it is, and you require less input from your husband on that front. Again, like I talked about, surrounding yourself with people who have what you want.
Totally.
It's part of a growth mindset. And that Discord is where you're going to find people who have what you want. One of
Yeah.
them being Dylan.
Yeah. I dropped a comment in the comment section that has a link to
Okay,
sign up for the Discord.
good.
Yeah, that's it. I had somebody give me a testimonial yesterday. She sent it to me via email. And that was one of the things that she talked about that is so beneficial about the program is that there's access to hundreds of people with varying degrees of
Mhm,
sobriety. You know, there's some of us that have multiple years. There are some of us that just have days, right?
mhm.
And getting input from all of that allows us to kind of shape our own worldview
Yeah.
without this like echo chamber silo that we can find ourselves living in, you know?
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
and I don't know what Alexa's situation is specifically with her husband, but if that's the only place she's getting recovery based information and data, she's
Mhm.
very much living in a silo
Yeah.
of how to get sober. And like you said earlier, worked for him does not mean that all of those same tools will work for her. And if those are the
Yeah.
only tools she's got, it could be problematic.
Yes. 100%.
So yeah, thanks for the shout out, man. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Yeah. It's
This is all about getting people help, and
yeah,
that's the bottom line. I want her to be successful.
totally. Totally. Uh yeah, the life is much better sober. Life is much
Yes.
better when we have goals. Life is much better when we communicate with our spouse, significant other,
Oh
whatever that
my
looks
god,
like.
it is so much better.
Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's fundamentally, if you can't communicate with your partner, you're gonna have a bad day.
Yeah.
that's that's it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and I do want to say, like, good job on the month. Um, one thing that you need to understand is you're doing something right
Mhm.
if you've got a month sober at this point.
Yeah.
Whatever those things that you're doing that support that, continue to do those things.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I think that's it. I mean, I don't have sobriety specific tidbits to add into that because it was mostly a communication and relationship related question.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you can add a lot to the first thing she said about his input versus just letting her do her thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so then,
Like
uh,
other people's input into your sobriety, how frustrating is that?
dude,
What
uh,
impact does it have?
well, there's that whole don't work other people's programs concept.
Uh-huh.
Um, I think it's interesting because we want other people's input. We have to use our own level of self-awareness to determine what we keep and what we throw away. That's what's important. So like anytime that he is giving you, because he is trying to be helpful, it may not feel helpful. It may feel frustrating. He is trying to be helpful. Like Ryan said,
Yeah.
take the things that are valuable, apply them, and the things that aren't valuable, say
Mm-hmm.
thanks, and then in your life, no thanks. Don't do anything with that piece of information.
Yeah.
Um, I there are going to be people that things that I say about sobriety they want to throw out. I had a guy just yesterday was upset because I was talking about how AA is not helpful to most people, and he's like, "What do you mean most people?" I mean, like statistically, there are less people that find sobriety because of the program than are sober because of the program. Therefore, most. And it just became this whole thing. Well, guess what? Like, just because you don't like the message I have doesn't mean the message is invalid. So it's the same way. Like, just take the things from people that are valuable and then toss the stuff that's not helpful. Um, and kind of try to pass that along in your own sobriety journey. Like we don't all, I try not to give unsolicited advice
Yeah.
to people. Um, thanks to Ryan, I'm much better about that even in my own relationship with my wife. She comes to me with a problem. That does not mean she's looking for a solution.
Yeah.
Took me being married for almost a decade to realize that. But it's the same way in somebody's sobriety and stuff. Like sometimes people just want to vent. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
find out, you're looking for solutions. You just want to tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is hella frustrating to have people tell you what to do to stay sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes my job super fun.
Like it's kind of take it with a grain of salt. If he's giving you unsolicited advice, you don't have to listen. Like,
Well, and I wish she was commenting because my curiosity is like, she has a month under her belt.
mm-hmm.
So what is provoking his, I guess, decision to share knowledge bombs about how to stay sober? Like, I don't know. I mean, I've even had clients where a month or two into the program, we don't even talk sobriety anymore because they're like killing that part. And hey, let's work on personal development. Let's work on those things. So when you're a month sober, I guess I'm just curious why your husband is just always telling you things that you should be doing or could be doing to stay sober. If you're already doing it, like, hey, this is how you walk. Like, dude, I'm already walking. Like, why are you trying to tell me that I'm not walking right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that's
You think that's a bow? We
it's
got
but
more.
yeah, it's just it's difficult because she's not responding anymore, but
Right.
it's I, I don't want to do her a disservice by saying, oh, just ignore everything he says, because there's an opportunity in everything he says.
Mm-hmm.
It may have worked for him, doesn't mean it's going to work for you. It doesn't mean ignore. It means have the mindset strong enough to be like, okay, that like I understand that worked for you. Probably not going to work for me. I'm trying this.
Yeah.
Or, hey, that sounds like a great idea. I'm going to give it a shot. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. At least I tried it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Because that's the thing that is very important to me and for other people working to get sober is that like give everything a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
if it's not your shoe, take it off. Like
Yeah.
it's not it doesn't hurt you to try something,
Mm-hmm.
because like anybody that's watched the show, those of you that haven't, I'm a huge proponent of like radical ownership of our own lives,
Yeah.
behavior, choices. So it's like if someone's like, hey, try this out, it doesn't work, dude, that doesn't make you relapse. Like that's not how that works. So it's like, oh, this guy suggested that I try this, go to this meeting. It sucked. I got drunk when I got home. Like, no, you got drunk when you got home. It had nothing to do with that meeting. Like whatever the thing was that the person suggested,
Mm-hmm.
you have to take accountability for your choices.
Yeah.
So all they're doing is like, hey, here's a tool. It might help you build a nice house. If you put the tool and you're like, yeah, my house is made out of stone and like I need a stronger hammer or whatever, so be it. But you don't get to blame anything, at that point on the person that was trying to be helpful.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, give it a shot. It might work. That's the coolest part. Like, what do you have to lose? It
Yeah.
didn't work. A little bit of your time. Like, come on, like, get out of here, man. Like, one thing I really don't like though is like, um, some of us, and I'm as guilty as the next, given very unhelpful help sometimes.
Hmm.
It's like we just point to a gas station and it's like, yeah, dude, I know, but like, how do, how do I get there? You
Yeah.
know? Uh, and like I said, I've been guilty of it as well, but we need to really do try the things that people are suggesting to us because
Hmm.
you're not going to get sober continuing to do the things that you're doing where you're not staying sober. That's huge. I don't know why we do that, bang our head against the wall. And you can't try new things without going and getting new information and applying that new information to your life. Um, cue the whole mindset talk that we had from Ryan earlier, um, and be willing to fail.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Is like, dude, it didn't work. You don't feel better after doing the thing. Then maybe don't do the thing again. Maybe try twice. I say often try everything twice, um, and then walk away. So
Mhm.
um,
Yeah. Give it a shot. Step outside your comfort zone.
yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's kind of, it's a little necessary there.
yeah. You're living in your comfort zone in your drinking. That's why
Uh-huh.
you're there. Like that's 100% why you're there. Um, I'm sure in relationships, a shit relationship, it's the same deal.
Yeah.
Like it's comfortable. It's not comfortable, but it's comfortable.
Hmm.
You just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Um, so
It's more comfortable than trying to address the situation or work on it or whatever the case may be. But man, you're going to be miserable in that comfort.
well, yeah. I mean, navigating uncertainty sucks.
Hmm.
Like that's the thing is like we're even if the thing we're certain about is terrible, at least we're certain about it. Like I
Yeah.
know how much this sucks.
Yeah.
Uh, I had people have asked me like, because my wife and I's relationship was not the greatest,
Hmm.
but we stuck it out. We stayed together. And somebody once asked me like, well, why didn't you like you guys were in the middle of a divorce? You're in different states. Why didn't you guys? Would you just do it? Like you could start a new life or whatever. And I'm like, first of all, there's a a vast emotional and like time investment already made into this. But there's this other thing too, like, dude, I already know what I got with her. Like
Yeah.
I don't have to go like use Tinder and date 10 people to find out they all suck. Like I
Hmm.
know there's a lot of unknowns that are known
Yeah.
in that relationship, you know? Um, and our relationship doesn't suck today now, by the way, guys. It took work, but it's great, at this point. But I was just thinking it's interesting. People are like, why didn't you just go do something different? Because to me, that sounded even suckier than,
Yeah.
than, and I'll be honest, her and I fixing our relationship was a daily struggle for a long time because of my past choices and her past choices and how those intersected.
Yeah.
That sucked also. But at least I knew what I was dealing with, you
Hmm.
know. It was less unknown suck, more known
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
Um so yeah. Yeah, there you go. And there's a little bit of a tangent, sort of slightly related.
I like it. I
Um,
appreciate it.
yeah,
Uncertainty. Yeah.
dude, the worst.
You know,
Um spice of life, I guess. I don't know.
oh God, I don't know. It's spicy, that's for sure. I don't know if it's the spice of life, but it's spicy.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll keep you young, I guess. Uh, yeah, I mean, for those of you that missed it earlier, um, we are not going to do night episodes for a while. I don't know when, if, how, why they'll come back. I just know that for right now, they just don't, they're not fitting
Yeah.
with what we've got going on. It's too difficult to navigate a set time
Yeah.
on a set day. It, I
We'll
guarantee,
pop in sporadically.
yeah, I guarantee you there will be some pop up events, but they're not going to be trying to plan it out. Like I got 4 kids, man. I'm not blaming them, but I'm blaming them. It's not right of me as a parent to try to
Hmm.
force them into this little box when they're all wound up after a day because I want to go get live on TV,
Yeah.
as they say. So as we navigate, mostly it's our 2-year-old sleep issues right now. As we navigate them, it's just not fair to put all that burden on mom and, remove myself from the situation. It's just not cool. And I don't know, man. I'm not a father of the 50s where I just kick my shoes off, drink a beer, and read the newspaper when I get home from work. And I like to be active in my kids' lives.
I think if
So,
people are truly in need of support from us, like they need us to be on at night, you need to get a hold of us
yeah,
and join one of the programs if you need that much support
yeah,
in whatever you're going through in your personal development, your relationship development, your sobriety.
hmm,
Um, because there's only so much we can do on live
that's true.
before you've got to come join us at some point. You got to come into our world.
That's true. Yeah, totally. Be of our world, in
Yeah,
our world.
take a peek behind the curtains.
Yeah, totally. Um, but we will still. This segment's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It'll be noon central. Um, and then I think, is there any other administrative details that we need to cover
I don't think so.
at this point? I don't think there is, man. So
I don't think so.
you think that's it? We good?
I think we're good.
Cool.
I think
Yo,
I hope everybody has an amazing rest of their week.
yeah, yeah. Alexis and Jesse, thank you for tuning in.
Do get in touch with us.
Yeah,
Let us know if you
definitely.
need anything else, if you need any documents from the video, anything like that.
Yeah, and for real, I know some of us don't want to air our dirty laundry on social media. So if you have questions you want answered, you want some anonymity, shoot us a message to that email address. We will
Yeah.
definitely address it. Because some of you don't want to be put on blast, and I get that.
Yeah.
Real quick. Hey, that's okay. Sometimes you got to get your kid from school.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
Rewatch. Join us next week.
Yeah, yeah, and again, if you have follow-up questions based on any of the answers that we gave, shoot us an email.
Mhm.
Hit us up on social media, whatever. We don't bite. We are active with the community beyond just this live. Like I do have designated times that I do respond to messages, but I do respond to them and I do it myself. So yeah. And if not, I dropped a link to the Discord. Hop in there. I'm not the only, I don't know. I don't want to say authority because that's not the right term, but I'm not the only person capable of answering questions about sobriety related issues. There are plenty of knowledgeable people in that group as well. One of my favorite things about it is the community. Like I don't have to be the only guy that has the answers.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So again, thank you all. Thanks to Jess. Thanks to Marion. We're out of here. Catch you guys next week. Same time, same place.
See ya. Have a good one.